Alright, I just wanted to do a quick video here and express my opinion and thoughts about stuff. I don't think that Candy Grandpre is a scammer. I always thought that according to the definition of the word scam, it had to be an instance where a person was being sold a bill of goods that was untrue pertaining to the nature of what the funds and the money were going to be used for in the first place. In the case of Candy Grandpre, all of the money that she acquires can presumably be assumed to be used for the motel which she appears to be staying in upon reception of funds. So promises made, promises kept on that end. That seems like a complete commitment to the promise and intentions of the donations. So for one, that would not qualify as a scam, but instead it seems like it is a smear campaign and a disinformation campaign on part of the perps that are members of the gang stalking program to perpetrate and spread such a lie. And from my estimation of things, I would say that there is no evidence on that front that Candy Grandpre is a scammer at all, but instead this sounds like some sort of gang stalking, slander, and smear campaign on the part of the fucking gang stalking program, on part of the perps in the gang stalking program. Running a disinformation and smear campaign, otherwise known within the organization referred to as the gang stalking program, the perps and handlers program, which is what exists within this world that we're living in right now. So that's the reality of things. It's a distorted view of reality where a promise is made, such as, I'm going to raise this amount. Then they raise that exact amount, and then they do exactly what they say they're going to do with the money, and they explain exactly what's going on in those circumstances with the swatting, quote unquote, and such. And yeah, what else? I mean, just documenting what they're doing and asking, does that qualify as a scam when you receive money in such a way and then use that said money and you spend it on exactly what you said you're going to spend it on, despite the rumors that this individual might be storing money away, but it's all just speculation and hearsay, and much of it is completely unfounded on and has no basis for anything other than word of mouth, which is what the whole stupid gang stalking program is based on anyways, which is a smear campaign of individuals based on false information and lies and snitch type shit, especially. So, I'm not seeing much of anything here on that front, but it just seems like that individual, she's just documenting the fucking harassment and the way, you treat people, and maybe, yeah, you have a personal problem with the way they treat people. I guess that's what the perps argue, that the troll, so-called troll, that the troll is not a thing really, because in all reality, a troll is somebody, that trolls somebody and just makes a, kind of joke here and there that's in good humor, but of course not really, doesn't actually end up leading towards any sort of significant real world consequences that amount to anything worth a damn. But in the case of these perks, they will go after your finances, your job, your security, employment, money, any of that crap, they will go after any of that crap and all that crap and try to ruin your life. If you speak the truth in a way that they don't like, that is 100% what will happen to dissidents of the so-called B system, which we currently preside under. So therefore, I would say that it is most definite that Candy Grandpre is not a scammer based on those definitions, and that you are, in fact, you as in I'm speaking to the individuals that are involved in this smear campaign as a prepare or psyop or hoax or whatever this is that's going on here. But it appears to be, real to me. It looks real, definitely documenting like the gang stalking tactics, and the gang stalking practice isn't completely no-touch torture, anyways. Because many targets have, of course, been in instances where they nearly get into extremely serious car accidents, or even instances of potential food poisoning. But car accidents are definitely a thing within this uh, phenomena, or supernatural, or this that no touch torture is. There's too much evidence that, of course, they bring this into the physical, and yeah, if you are a certain target, presumably they would potentially try to go after you at night if they didn't like the stuff you were saying on the internet. I could presume, right? Presumably, just saying. That would seem plausible for the beast system as it is to do to an individual that it really despises, or at the very least to seriously fuck with them to an extreme extent, which it definitely seems like is also something that's taking place here. And to further note that point there about the, what this person, seems like they're just documenting what's going on in the gang stalking program. Then they're asking for money, and then people are going insane about it. And then they get the money, and they do what they say they're going to do with the money, and then people are going insane about it. So, it seems like a lot of it is definitely psyop, and a lot of it definitely seems real as well. And this is definitely what I believe happens to people if they take part in, and I do think this, if I had to wager money on it, it seems to be more likely that this is definitely really going on with this person here. And they're documenting everything every day, of course. Documentation, everything. The opposite of what that shill targeted patent tells you to do. It tells you to document virtually nothing. And he was raised by Masonic stepdad. So let me get to this next part here. And I didn't write bullet points out or anything. I'm going to go through it in my head right now. Remember if I went through everything here. Candy just documenting all that vile shit they're showing, that they're saying rather. And then all the swatting attempts, quote unquote, are documented, the bans from everywhere, getting banned from places, and then trying to get people arrested over just bogus shit that doesn't matter at all. If somebody hasn't committed a crime, as in loss or harm or injury to another individual or their property, then this is just all bogus anyways. But the optics here are definitely in favor with these perps being fucking supporters of a Masonic technocratic police state, because they hate freedom and they just want everybody to be in fear all the time and fucking scared of their bullshit fucking intimidation tactics as they were. So, let me see what else here. Just kind of just like the general theme of dehumanizing individuals to the point where if they want to choose to go out and eat a $10 meal, the fucking stupid idiots in the peasant gallery of fucking idiots, the so-called normie trash of the world, who just rage over somebody feeling like they deserve to be treated like a human being and actually eat real food. Because if you go to Walmart and you buy something for like $2 or something, or you're eating something with nothing in it of any no macronutrients of any value, or it's just all food that comes in a box or something, and it's like frozen or prepackaged something. That's not real food. And the Illuminati fast food is not real food either. It's fake food. It's the lowest quality ingredients on all possible levels in almost every case with fast food such as Taco Bell, McDonald's, and such. And it's full of extremely toxic ingredients. And anybody that eats that at this point, given the information that is available to the public, is just, they're just waiting to have clogged arteries. Especially the French fries, rather. So, yeah, who the crap should want to be eating fast food? But of course, everybody should want to eat. Of course, everybody wants to eat a meal that is real food. But of course, everybody is spinning this narrative as if this individual is ordering an actual steak dinner, which would be an actual, thing to go out, or steak dinner, or like Korean barbecue, and you go out there and you spend $100 on your whole meal. That's a damn good meal right there, okay? Or you go to one of those nice places, really high-end places, like where the actual rich people get to eat. And just to kind of wrap up this video here, like the real rich people, though, like that spend like over $1,000, and then they're eating all these crazy fish and such, and it's just insane to think that stuff like that goes on, but so much more even behind the scenes. If you go back to Pizzagate and such, the optics there. But just to wrap up this video here, obviously the real scam in society is fucking corporations and the government and their cooperation with each other, which is effectively the beast system. All these companies are not competitors with each other. These large, massive corporations now are obviously one and the same, interconnected with the government and such, and they're all on each other's balance sheets under the same auspices, however to put that, of the government and beast system. The helicopter hands of that beast system are effectively one singular monolithic entity, and that would be what the beast system is, and that would be what we are living under. McDonald's is not a private company. It is an extension, effectively, of the beast system and the state and the government. So it is basically going to McDonald's. When you eat at McDonald's, you are eating directly from what the government wants, just like you ate at the cafeteria. It's just like the big slave system, and it's all one thing, and that's the real scam. The scam is federal income tax, which all goes directly to the bankers to help finance interest payments on the national debt, which is almost $40 trillion now. And these people are fucking retarded losers, but they're not really anything. They're just losers. What Candy Grandpre says is right. They're losers that sold out for what, 60,000, maybe 70,000. If you look at that GS level 12, I think it was, video where the perp was confronted, and he was like obviously ex-military and all that, and he said, "Yeah, I'm getting a salary, GS level 12," and yeah, he went into detail about it, and no, it wasn't some sort of fucking joke or skit or anything like that. It was just a direct admission of what it is, because, fuck it, some people just say it sometimes, and it is what it is. And maybe that's just one of those rare instances where you get a glimpse into the fact that 60,000 is literally GS, I think 60 to 70,000 roughly is what GS level 12 pays. So, that's pretty pathetic to sell out for that amount. Yeah. It's just pretty pathetic to sell out for any amount within this fucking stupid B system. But obviously the scam, the optics on their channels are fucking ridiculous. Talking about the one of these fucking retarded so-called trolls, aka Perk, made a video about, Super Bowl Sunday or something like that. And they were just, actually multiple of them were mentioning something about the Super Bowl. And then when you really think about the scam that the Super Bowl is, it's completely rigged. and Vegas rapes off the people billions and billions, basically, in just one night. Just like we're, you know, taking off the public's hand when the the Tyson fight, rather, happened recently, which was also completely rigged. And it was a betting trap to get people to bet on Tyson as they hyped up a nearly 60-year-old man. Okay. So these are the optics here. The banks getting $1,200 billion every year in the form of interest payments on a nearly $40 trillion, or rather 40 billion, no, 40,000 billion dollar debt. And that's the actual number of what it is. $40 billion debt, and every year $1,200 billion to finance just the interest payments on the principal of that debt. It's a complete scam system. The real scam is the B system. The real scam is the Federal Reserve and all this bullshit. That's the scam. The scam isn't e-beggars that have just enough money to go out and eat a $10 meal of some decent quality and in all likely what you could call real food with actual maybe ingredients in it, depending on where that individual decides to eat, or a candy rather decides to eat on any given day. I mean, who wants? I mean, if really in 2025 now people are talking up like McDonald's as it's some sort of luxury, when it was, if anything, at one point nothing more than a convenience for a family to go out and treat themselves to maybe once or twice a month. But certainly it was never seen as high quality food by any means. And, you know, if you look at the ingredients it's in that food, it's just basically, you know, what most people, or a lot of people would define as a bioweapon. So that whole fucking narrative that the perps try to spin is very strange too. But at the end of the day, a lot of the population is involved in this. There are Masonic churches everywhere, and there are sellout club members everywhere. Just like George Carlin said, the club is big. The club is not small, right? George Carlin said the club is big, and you are not in it. So if the club is a secret society or something small, right, where you think it's just the elite, so they say, come up with this bullshit about the 1% movement, and at the end of the day, it's just the farthest thing from the truth. They're everywhere, and anybody that tells you you can just ignore them, that's not how the program works. You know, that's not how reality works. You can't just ignore gigantic blaring sirens. You can't just ignore somebody blasting music. This shit is ridiculous. And also, I just wanted to say too about the Cine thing. The Cine optics 100% prove that the Cine is fake too, and a fake perp. TI that was either always fake or one that sold out. But either way, they were saying that the program is real, and they were recording all the same tactics as Candy Grandpre in their area of Oklahoma back in 2021. And now, a few years later, just now, at the beginning of 2025, they are saying that those same gang stalking tactics that they filmed in 2021 are now just normal, regular old people. You know, the one-headlighters and the people that are acting awfully strange with their behavior, where they choose to stand, what they choose to say, and what they choose to wear, and all of the endless number of tactics, right? But now City, after probably, what was it, summer or something of 2021, now we've got just 3.5 years later now, just complete 180-degree flip. That just goes to show how badly fake that fake creature is. Go into more detail about that creature later. Definitely fake. Definitely fake. I mean, you don't go from saying, oh, I'm a conspiracy theorist and all this, and all these conspiracies are true, to a few years later, no, none of them are true, and I'm going to make the same video 500 times to gaslight anybody that's listening. And, of course, if anybody is truly, knowledgeable about this stuff, you'd understand that repetition is the most classical form of mind control. So when somebody repeats something in the same exact topic 500 videos in a row or something, I mean, that's not a perfect thing because, yes, there are obvious, things that are true just that pertain to the nature, like auto-hoaxing the news and stuff like that. But, anyways, thank you. And I just want to wrap this up by saying I don't think, I mean, I would say that the optics here do not make me think that Candy Grandpre is a scammer, and that just seems like some sort of fake narrative perpetuated by the program.